So I wanted to light a fire. I wanted to light a fire in people that have been traumatized, have been abused, and I wanted to light a fire of motivation within oneself, because when we are receiving abuse, when we've received abuse, when we're recovering from abuse, we still hear those voices within our mind, those demeaning voices that say to us, we are not good enough, we are not worthy enough, we are not deserving enough, it's too late. And all these words are merely conditioning from what we've been brought up in. And that conditioning carries with us in our day-to-day. And creating a separation from that experience to know that that's not us, that's what's happened to us, is what starts to empower us. We don't want words of disempowerment. We don't want the person calling us up that might be in jail giving us moral ethic advice because they did some really bad stuff and they're the best ones to give it. We want people that have actually tried to be there for us and be there for ourselves, to actually fill our heads with positivity rather than the crap that was told to us, that we have no confidence, that if I have no confidence, then I can't have the confidence to leave the situation and be one for myself, because this is what it's about. It's about entrapment. It's about keeping you in that cage of, I want this person here to use and abuse, to people please me so I'm pleased so they can be displeased, but I don't care if they're displeased because I want them to please me attitude. And I think when we start to realize that, we can start to change our direction in life. We can start to empower our life to go towards the direction that we want. There are many things in my life where I have been told that I have an ego issue. And if we look at the ego as the midline structure of the brain, the part where all of our experiences gather together, our experiences through life, the hard parts, the good parts, everything that carries us forward. And I'd have to say to the person saying, if I've got an ego problem, what part of my ego is causing you a problem? Because I might be challenging your insecurities. One thing that people don't like is the truth. And it's not the truth of it's a hot day, yes it is, it's that inconvenient truth of you've done me wrong and I'm going to change my life where I don't become you. Sometimes it's hard to stretch your wings and fly because you're caged within that turkey cage, and you've got to get away from that squabble and gobble and start to fill your head with that positivity of, I do believe in myself, I have a chance of life for myself, I want to be what I want to be in life, no matter what the naysayers said, no matter what all this mind-twisting, screwed up stuff that has been filled into my body, into the poison where it's like, it feels like I get crushed sometimes with physical pain because I can't have my voice. I'm not allowed to have my voice because that voice might have intelligence more than what that insecure person didn't want me to have. I would have to say to the people that say, I have no more time, I wish I had more time left, now that I have that understanding that I have been abused, to them I would have to say that the reason we have no more time is because of that abuse. And is it time or is it regret? And we have the time right now. We have the time to actually be for ourselves for just one day at least. To change our thought patterns of, I didn't deserve all these things. To change that into, what do I deserve now? That I care for myself now, in this time that I have. Because the one thing that they did take from us was that time, was that good health, was that experiences with good people, was to be seen as that bad person because they had that bad stuff in their head. They want to psychologically project onto us good. We will project our own goodness within, because we don't need advice from bad people with bad advice. We need the good stuff. We need to be cared for, nurtured for. And if they can't do it because whatever excuse you can make for them, we make the choice to actually care for ourselves now, in this time, in this moment. To feel that fire, that light, to ignite our sense of worth within. To no longer say, I don't have no confidence, because if I have no confidence in myself, why the hell am I on this channel right now? Why am I saying these words? Why have I started my own business? Why have I done all the things that I've done? Gone no contact, orphaned myself. It takes confidence to do that. It takes fear and malice to say those words, that I have no confidence, because then I can stay in my lane. I'm not interested in staying in my lane. I'm interested to go where I want to go in life, to do what I want to do in life, and screw the naysayers. I have had countless years of people telling me I'm wrong. And when I follow that advice, guess what happens? Wrong things happen. When I start to believe in myself, I can't say I get it right 100% of the time, but it works for me. Find what works for you. Find what the people that lift you up. Find the person that lifts you up on the inside. When there's no one around, when no one is there to pick you up, when no friends are calling, and then when you say that, it's like, oh, it's like the friends like get all feeling bad. Well, make the change. Pick up the phone. Prove me wrong. Do the things that make you feel good. Associate to the people that make you feel good. Start to know when the trauma is speaking of the world's an ugly place, because if it's the ugly place sort of thing, I think it's the ugly things that have happened to us that make us view the world in an ugly way. There are a lot of good things. There are blanket statements that keep us warm and comfortable, and then there's blanket statements that are just barriers to the actual good people. There's good things. There's a good meal. There's a good laugh. There are many aspects that make a good day. We don't need the hot air balloons or anything like that. There's feeling the goodness in the heart. To be able to cry and not feel blamed or made to feel shamed about that. We have emotions for a reason. And if people want to deny those emotions, we're going to feel those effects because they can't cope with those effects of those emotions. Once again, they want to project it. But to keep a stiff upper lip is to keep a stiff body, which means that we're dead. We want to be flexible and vulnerable and be able to go with that flow, to be able to express our emotions, to be expressive, not depressive of all the suppressive stuff that we've had to carry for our life. So every time you hear those negative words within your mind, say to yourself, is this me speaking or is it the trauma speaking? Is it past experiences speaking of keeping me in my place? Your place is to be who you want, wherever you want to be, with whatever time you have left, to not spend that energy wasting in regret. But whatever life you have, make it for you for once. Make it what you want, not what you're told you have to be. So I'm Dion from Eflowtion Support Services, and I'll catch you in the next one.